Cody Rhodes proved that he isn't human last night after his Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins. I've never seen a professional wrestler put on such a performance with a torn pec in my entire life. The audience would agree, because it was a tough one to watch. Cody Rhodes looked like he was in some serious pain throughout the entirety of the match. From struggling to execute some basic maneuvers to taking bumps, it wasn't easy to watch. In fact, it made me feel uncomfortable at times, and that is when I realized that this man right here, this American Nightmare fella, is not human. Cody Rhodes is the only person in the business right now that would willingly step foot inside the most dangerous structure of all time with a severe injury. There's actually some fans that are upset with WWE for allowing him to enter the match. Some people even believe that Rhodes was forced to compete, and that's definitely not the case. I don't think so. Cody confirmed that it was 100% his decision to follow through with this commitment. Because he completely tore his pec muscle off of his bone, there was no way it could tear anymore. It would have been a different story if it was partially torn, but it wasn't, and since his pec was already done for it, Cody was able to compete. It was more about the pain tolerance, and Rhodes clearly believed he could handle the pain, which he did. Not only did he have a gruesome injury, but this man somehow managed to deliver an all-time classic match regardless. There aren't too many people that can put themselves through something so horrifying and still over-deliver. Like, I'm serious. This is one of the best matches of all time in the history of professional wrestling, and Cody Rhodes deserves all the credit in the world. We've also got to show Seth Rollins some love. He brought his absolute A-game to this bout. Without him, it would not have been such a success. Seth Rollins had a challenging task of constructing a convincing and brutal wrestling match while protecting his opponents, and he did all the above. Rollins versus Rhodes was truly special. It's a match that is going to go down in the history books. A recent report suggests that people backstage at WWE are very happy with Cody Rhodes for coming through. This is something that Vince McMahon will never forget. The boss in charge has definitely become a big fan of the American Nightmare, otherwise he would not have spent millions of dollars on him in the first place. However, I think he's become one of his favorites ever because of this Hell in a Cell match. Cody Rhodes proved that he isn't human, and he also proved that he's unconditionally dedicated to this sport and this promotion. I expect a huge push for him when he does come back to WWE. It's most likely going to lead to a world title push. After his performance from last night, it's well deserved. Cody Rhodes is scheduled to have surgery this Thursday and could be out of action for the next 4 to 6 months. That is crushing news because I was so ready to see him become Mr. Money in the Bank. If that can't happen, we have a perfect second choice, and his name is Seth freaking Rollins. WWE needs to give him that push that he deserves right now. The man has put on classics with Edge, Roman Reigns, and now Cody Rhodes. In all of those matches, he's come up short. So the WWE needs to change things up and make him a winner, pushing him to the moon. This current Seth Rollins is doing some of the best work of his career and would make for a great WWE champion. Let the summer of Seth Rollins begin.